Yeah, yeah.
Hey everybody, this is Coach Andrea and I'm doing a little something different with you guys. I want to talk about how I blew the bag in childcare. For those of you who don't know, I have been owning and operating a childcare business for close to 20 years. And I can remember when I just desired to grow from a family to a group into a center. And during that time, I had so many opportunities come my way. For example, I remember how I blew an $8,000 bag. That's right, girl. I blew $8,000 in like less than a week's time, maybe even a couple of days. As a matter of fact, I blew about 3,000 of it in a matter of a second, like in the matter of my thoughts. I blew $3,000 of an $8,000 bag. And so I want you guys to stay tuned because I'm going to give you my story for how I blew a bag in childcare. Talk to you soon. I've been in the childcare industry for about 2 decades. I got loyalty. The urge to help others take it to the next level.
Loyalty got royalty inside my DNA. I got royal peace, got war and peace inside my DNA. I got power, poison, pain, and joy inside my DNA.
I want for childcare business owners to join me in 2019.
I was born like this, it's born like this. Immaculate conception, I transform like this, perform like this. Without you, a new weapon. I don't contemplate, I meditate. Then off your back. This that put the kids to bed. This that I got. Royalty. I got royalty inside my DNA.
All right, you guys, welcome back. Thank you for staying along to see what's happening and what's new with the I Own a Daycare brand. So just like you, I own and operate a childcare business just like you. And I hope I'm talking to childcare business owners who have opportunities to make cash money in their business. And I want to talk to you about what I did with my opportunity. So when I first got started in the childcare industry, I closed the first location and the desire to continue to work with children never left me. So I opened up my second group family home. And I did it at this time. My credit was bad. I didn't have much money in the bank. And all I know is I just had a love and a desire to care for kids. That's all I really knew. And so by this time, I began to figure out how to grow my business. I needed to have more than 6 children. At the time, we had more than 6 children enrolled. So I had like maybe 13 kids enrolled, and I was only licensed for 6. And I was not preparing to grow my business the way I now know to grow it. I made some bad mistakes. However, I did seek opportunities to expand and grow. So one opportunity that came to me was an aha moment. That moment was, Andrea, start a nanny agency. These are the exact words that came to me. Don't wait for the clients to come to you. Take your service to the clients. And that aha moment just bust me out of the seams and into overflow. So I remember you guys being so fortunate to have found an amazing client. And my client was from business to business, was a government client. And they booked me to care for 80 children. So my check was $8,000. Woo! Like, can you imagine one check that has nothing to do with your family home coming to you for $8,000? Well, girl, I had that happen for me. And it was such an amazing time of having so much money come to me. Like, my first year, I blew through almost $50,000 from having this type of opportunity. So what happened was I went out, I did the job, and 50 of the 80 children showed up. I never had this kind of money in the check before. I wasn't straight business about it. And I retracted my contract and sent them the contract for $5,000 instead of whoever show up is who shows up. We contracted for $8,000. You paid me $8,000. I retracted the contract, sent out another one for $5,000. I said, hey, I'm not gonna overcharge you guys. Only 50 children showed up. Therefore, all you have to do is pay me $5,000. Do you see how I blew the bag? My mindset, how I thought, my heart of giving, and how I thought caused me to blow $3,000 in just a one decision. Like, them $3,000, I could have took those $3,000, found me a small rehab. I could have purchased an old property. I could have held on to the property until I got more money to make my money back. But I wasn't thinking, you guys. I completely blew the bag. So, how did I blow the rest of the $5,000? I'm glad you asked. Now, I have never been a designer girl. Like, I could go to Rainbow, I could go to Ashley Stewart's, I can go to whatever type of store and really live it up. Like, right now I'm wearing Rainbow. Can you tell? And your girl look good, right? So, I can do all of that on a budget, right? So I wasn't really blowing money on designer stuff. I was blowing money on paying my staff, paying my bills, paying my tithes and offering, giving to people, stopping by the restaurants, eating food. Like, I was doing all of that. I blew $5,000 on expanding the family into a group. So what do I mean by I blew $5,000 by expanding the family into a group? I paid for more concrete to be laid, rocks, more playground equipment, more equipment in the classrooms, and I wasn't even short on equipment. I was just like, oh, I got this money. Let me get this, let me get that, let me get this, let me do this, let me do that. Playground equipment, like, so I invested back into the childcare business instead of taking some of that money and investing it into ways for it to create residual cash flow. So now that I'm thinking, hey, you need cash flow in order to be successful. You need cash flow coming into your life. Because, you know, we always make the confession, money flows to me every day in every single way. So I had to shift and stop blowing the bag. But that's not what this episode is about. Watch my next episode where I tell you how I shifted and stopped blowing the bag. But that's how your girl blew the bag. I went back and invested into that group home when I could have found a property, purchased a bigger home, cash in my area. Foreclosure, I probably had to wait a little while. But I could have found something cash for the $8,000. Could have found something cash, fixed it up, and then it would have been the right size. It would have been a bigger property. It would have been my second property. And I would have had a cash paid for business. But instead, you guys, I put money into a property that I no longer own to this day. When I shifted and moved into my bigger location, I gave it up. So the buyer the lady that I bought it from, she just retracted the contract, signed the deed back over to her. We parted ways, thank you, Lord. But I could have owned everything, but instead I blew the bag. I didn't have the mindset to have that type of money in my life. So, hey, maybe you can learn from my story. Maybe you don't have to blow the bag. Maybe you will just say, hey, coach, that wasn't smart at all. Like, your girl is never gonna do that. Well, leave me your comments below. Let me know what life would have been like for you had you had that $8,000 cash come to you. Would you have invested it? Would you have done what I did? Like, you know, who's gonna be 25 and thinking something different? Like, I was just trying to make it. I was just trying to get into my childcare business. I was just trying to take care of more kids. That's all I was thinking about, taking care of kids. And then I blew the bag. All right. Thanks, you guys, for watching. Give me your comments. Let me know how you blow the bag in your childcare business. Stay tuned for the next episode and find out what I learned to grow the bag. All right, Childcare Boss. Talk to you soon. Bye, you guys.